It's a great honor to recognize one of the individuals who I'm proud to appoint to the Disability Commission for this award. But let me first, when we talk about Disability Month in the County of Los Angeles, just give you a little bit of a historical event that occurred that many people don't realize. But there was a famous sculptor by the name of Daniel Chester French. He is the one that did the Lincoln Monument in Washington, D.C. Well, he had a son that was deaf. And President Lincoln is the person who signed the legislation that created the university called Gillette University, which was then a college, I should say a K through 12 school in Washington, D.C. But in memory of Mr. Lincoln's legacy, on the statue, if you look at his hands, Lincoln spells out A with his right hand and L on his left hand, Abraham Lincoln. When my children, when we saw that movie at night at the museum, they said, see, A and L Lincoln. But that's a true story. And here we have another individual who has donated her time and her life. She's been involved in the city of San Marino, where her husband had served as the mayor and city councilman. And she's been a volunteer for many organizations, one that records educational materials onto tapes and computer discs for students who are blind, learning, or disabled, physically disabled, and over 185,000 have been served nationwide. They offer a gateway of independence, self-esteem, educational, and personal success. They offer access to over 35,000 digital recorded books on CD, including textbooks, kindergarten through 12th grade, as well as fiction, nonfiction, and special interest books. She served 3 terms on the board of directors, 1 term on the national board. Liaison to units to 5 of our states. She's also received the organization's Cherished Friends Award. And our county appreciates her efforts and those of her fellow volunteers at Recording for the Blind and Dyslexic. So Winnie has had a long record of community service with her husband, as I said. She has great compassion in reading, but the Recording for the Blind and Dyslexic is her main passion. And at Winnie's invitation, I also joined the board unit of the Recording for the Blind and Dyslexic, and Helen Barbarian, my deputy, represents me. So this is an individual who helps those. She's one of those who continues to give, and Winnie, congratulations, and wish you many, many more years of involvement in our community.
Thank you. Oh, beautiful. Oh, congratulations. Thank you. You got a photograph? Thank you very much. How perfectly beautiful. Thank you so much. I will cherish that, I can tell you. I'm so happy to be here with my husband of 56 years at my table. My son, my 2 dearest friends, and staff from Recording for the Blind and Dyslexic. I'm very proud to have them all here. Nearly 30 years ago, I had a casual conversation with a woman I'd never met before that charted a new direction in my life. I said I had an interest in recording books, novels on tapes, because that was a very new industry then, and I thought that would be fun to do. And she said, don't do that, don't do that. If you want to spend your time doing something, make it worthwhile for someone else. When you go back to Los Angeles, get the white pages of your phone book, look up Recording for the Blind. And I did. How often do people tell you something to do and you don't do it? I did that, and it really changed my life. I went in for a tour, an orientation, and essentially I've never left. I learned that RFB, as it was called then, began in 1945 in New York City, when a wonderful woman named Ann T. McDonald gathered some friends together to record books on a SoundScriber cylindrical disc for the veterans returning from World War II who had been blinded in action. From that grew an organization that is now in 16 states with dozens of studios doing this service. We're now known as Recording for the Blind and Dyslexic Incorporated, and our free membership also includes the physically and learning disabled. Today, there are dozens of state-of-the-art studios. As I said, the Southern California unit has 2 recording studios, one in Hollywood and one in Upland. Recording techniques have come from cassettes that we used to erase and then tape over again, to CDs and audio discs that are now downloaded onto computers, and the user can, according to his or her wish, have a braille printout or extra large screen if they're partially sighted, extra large type on the screen. The master copies of all our material, I know it by heart, but I'll read. Master copies of all our readings are held in our master lending library, our largest educational lending library in the United States, in Princeton, New Jersey, our headquarters, and can be called upon at any time by any of our borrowers, our members. There are more than 500,000 copies circulated every year, from kindergarten to high school, graduate schools, and on to professional life. You can see I do have a passion for it. The motto of the Los Angeles Commission for the Disabled states, "Disabled does not mean unabled." My INAC dictionary says that the word disabled means differently abled and defines enable as to make possible. RFB&D is dedicated to enabling learning through listening for the print disabled, and I feel so very honored to be recognized as being an enabler. To paraphrase a worthy quotation, "Do not hide your light under a bushel basket, but let it so shine that others may see." The enlightenment generated by an RFB&D national workforce of more than 6,000 volunteers is shining in classrooms across our country and beyond. When you go home today, why not pick up a telephone book, and you know where to look,